Boo, being Boo seems fair.
Oh, we are on our way. I don't know what the top left sprite is, though. I don't know if anyone can help me out on that one. Never seen it before.
Oh, top left? I think that's... Oh, goodness, I have no idea.
Escapes me.
Yep.
Nothing in Link's house. I didn't exactly see what was in Sanctuary. If anyone else caught it. Just a map.
I was on the wrong screen because I'm bad at this.
You're doing great.
However, we have just Runner Watcher going to Old Man. Let's see if this pays off.
Just the Compass of Ice Palace. Compass is not too useful in Keysanity, unfortunately.
Buckshotboo doing Houlihan strats.
Yoshi and Baker on kind of a same path here.
Yeah. Runner Watcher, it looks like he got Ice Rod? It was a little small for me. It was definitely a rod.
It was some pointy object.
Yeah.
Ice Rod, it looks like. That may or may not come in handy, we don't know. With Keysanity, it's very unlikely, but...
That was fantastic. He picked up a guard and threw it at another guard.
Take your brother.
Oh,
nice
tier 2 pull.
Yeah,
the tier 2 tree is red rupees. In case anyone doesn't know how the tree pools work, there are 3 randomized sets that the tree pool can be based on how many enemies you have killed. If you killed 1 enemy, it's tier 1. If you've killed at least 3 enemies and have not taken damage, it's tier 3. If you've killed at least 3 enemies and have taken damage since you killed the first of the 3 enemies, you get tier 2. I believe that was tier 3 based on the fact that he hadn't taken damage.
I was not counting. But I will take your word for it. Nice little bee following Runner Watcher. You made a friend. Magic from another tree pool.
Yep.
Tier 2, assumedly, or tier 1.
Magic is tier 1.
Ooh,
we have
love.
Yeah.
That
Yoshi,
is...
go for it.
That's one hurdle in the AGA hurdle, as I like to refer to it as, because it really does feel like you're jumping over hurdles to try and avoid him.
Fortunately, in Keysanity, unlike literally every other randomizer version, it will beat you over the head with the idea of, hey, you're going to need to go do AGA, because you need to get 2 keys as well as all of the requirements.
That is very true. But still, it's just something you don't want to see. Ooh,
and that's a sword.
Yep.
Oh goodness, yeah, but maybe it is an AGA required seed, because they already have Master Sword here.
I jinxed it. No.
Looks like the bottle vendor had a moon pearl, so that's pretty cool.
Meanwhile, Yoshi is finding a key to Hyrule Castle. Not necessarily important, but maybe.
Since they have the glove, it's definitely not going to be important.
I mean, they don't have lamps, so unless they do the dark room.
Yeah. I think the dark room is pretty common. I would expect most of these runners to be able to do that one in particular. There's only a few dark rooms that I just am really uninterested in learning.
Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer and Castle Tower, because I've seen Castle Tower Dark Room pay off exactly once, ever, and I wasn't even in the seed.
At the bottom of a well, we found a book and conveniently a key to Desert Palace. So that can give them some access to a couple chests in there, so they choose.
We might see them go southwest instead of southeast right at the beginning with that information, because they can. There's just a lot more items over there right this moment.
Yeah, that would be with Agana's Cave. That would be about 4 locations, so not a bad place to peek
It's
around in.
5 with Agana's Cave.
Is it? I'm bad.
Yeah, there's 3 in desert, 1 on Desert Ledge, and then 1 in Agana's Cave.
I was forgetting about Desert Ledge.
It's an easy thing to forget about. We're getting a pedestal check very early.
Oh man.
Let's see our pedestal dreams come true.
Dreams are a nightmare.
My dream is it being not important.
Well, it looks like a little bit of love just crushed your dreams. Not today, folks. Maybe next time.
Well, since they can already get into Castle Tower, do you check it just while you're going through Hyrule? Because I feel like I would. Getting
I would pair it with Castle Tower or Hyrule Castle.
a Castle Tower.
Yeah, I would pair it with Escape.
I just think you need to follow the breadcrumbs, and I feel like this is a pretty huge one, giving you access to the Castle Tower very early, even if you don't have that lamp or a small key, is opening up a very, very specific location to me.
Ooh, we had a soggy Titan's Mitts, so we already have our Dark World access. That's pretty big.
Yes, absolutely. It looks like Baker is taking my advice and going southwest a Light World to check those 5 locations.
I think it's a pretty good play, personally.
Yeah. It's just as many locations as... Well, it's just 1 less than southeast, but it's also... These are locations that are really annoying to get to later on in the game.
Absolutely. And Yoshi, on the other hand, heading up to Castle Tower, taking that other word of advice.
Yeah. Let's see how it pays off for him.
One thing I love about Keysanity is just how different all these routes can be.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see just a random... Oh,
it looks like there was a fire rod.
Mm-hmm.
And Blue Mal. Getting the goodies, yeah.
Yeah, runnerwatcher is stacked, and he's about to get even more stacked with his Titan's Mitts.
Also with the big key of Turtle Rock.
The keys have not been as nice as the items in this.
No, we've been severely lacking, even in small keys.
And the keys we've been getting have been just keys that you don't want to see this early. Like, it is so easy to forget about your Turtle Rock key. And like, even with Dark World access, we're not going to be able to get up there anytime soon. I'm waiting for Light World keys to appear. I'm waiting for, like, beginning of Dark World keys to appear, like Thieves Town.
Yeah, I mean, as many things as we're getting, the actual progression is slightly limited, at least Dark World-wise.
Yeah.
We have Boo coming in through Moldorm Cave. See what this guy's holding out on. Flippers! And a bee! Not a bad haul.
Nope. Opens up a sick kid, so that's cool. There's the Castle Tower key that we knew was going to be somewhere.
We have Runner Watcher peeking into Desert as well. I wasn't necessarily seeing... Did Baker end up coming in here?
Yeah, he did. He just finished up very, very quickly. Just good routing on his part, I guess. The torch had the worst item that can be on a visible area, in my opinion, and that is a small key. Because there are, like, 50, it's almost 50-50 small keys being completely useless or basically required.
Oh man, I had a seed where pretty much every visible location had a key, and let me tell you, was that an awful experience? Because I'm like, well, I gotta remember to go back for that, and also that, and then it just became a big cluster of not remembering anything.
Of course. Buckshotboo looks like he's going to be going up to check Zora area. Not necessarily Zora, is 50 rupees short of that.
Maybe Waterfall Cave will bless him with some money. Nope. Just a bottle that's worth 100 rupees. And then the map of G Tower, which is effectively pointless. The good thing with Keysanity is that maps do actually serve a purpose. Until you get the map of a specific dungeon, you don't know whether it's a pendant or a crystal. So they just don't show up as anything. Ooh.
Yeah, taking a death to the jumping Zoras on his way to get that small key, that is a little costly, but maybe he'll actually be able to come back with enough money to check Zora.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing in disguise, maybe.
Yeah, because he's going to have to go up there anyway, and a small key, while probably important, doesn't necessarily mean it's important now.
Exactly.
We know it's not the desert small key, which is really the only one that could have been really important right this moment.
I think we see Runner Watcher going to be the first person to head into the Dark World.
With Boo right on his heels.
Yep, coming after him. Wonder if we're going to see route divergence. Nope, both peeking into Skull Woods. Not a bad play.
Who the first person to check Ice Rod Cave, unless another runner checked it while I wasn't looking. Yoshi has the lantern, and I have no idea where he got it from.
Interesting. So he's going out through sewers. We'll be able to...
You know what? I bet that was the first item for Castle Tower, because that's the only thing that none of the other runners checked.
Oh, I bet I did see him going up there. They're not missing out on too much, though. It looks like Sewer Chest just had a piece of heart.
Still, Lantern opens up a lot of the world.
Oh, well, yeah, I just meant for not getting the Sewer Chest.
Right.
But absolutely, having Lantern is definitely helpful.
Nothing big in Skull Woods, it looks like. Just
another bottle, yeah.
Yep. The bottles have been plentiful.
So interesting enough, Boo hasn't gotten the Fire Rod yet, whereas Runner Watcher has. So he'll be able to get to that second part of Skull.
Do you remember where the Fire Rod was?
Fire Rod was in the 3 chase in a scat. Was it in the 3 chest? Yeah.
No, it couldn't have been because
was that
Yoshi was just there and he didn't get it.
No. I think he did. I'm pretty sure he just picked up the... Yeah. Yeah, Fire Rod was in the back of Escape, so...
Okay, yeah, I'm wrong. That happens. I'm allowed to be.
Oh, I'm sure I'll do it sometime soon. 4 screens is certainly a lot to pay attention to.
Of course.
Big key of Hera.
Very useful.
Any big key is.
Going to be more useful if we see the mirror anytime soon.
Mirror, hookshot, flute,
Anyway,
hammer, any of that.
looks like we have a 5-heart Mothula coming up, and
I'm excited to see this.
yeah, this shows that Runner Watcher is a braver person than I am, because I cannot do this.
He also has blue mail. There's a little help there. But personally, I know Runner Watcher's been playing this game for a long time, so I'm sure he'll have this in the bag. I hope.
No, I believe in him too. I think you don't go back here unless you practice this fight.
Looks like Yoshi also has Quake. I'm wondering where he managed to pick that up from.
If only Yoshi wasn't the only one doing his route.
I'm sure we'll figure it out soon enough.
Oh, of course. It's possible that Quake was right behind the lantern in Castle Tower, though I don't know if Yoshi had the Castle Tower key when he went up there.
Looking like Skullwoods was just a pendant. But Runner Watcher managed to take down Moth pretty easily enough.
And as we know, completely useless pendant, since pet is definitely not required. Do we know what Moth had, other than a pendant?
I did seem to miss that. I don't think it was anything. Oh, so I believe Baker just got hookshot, that's where Yoshi got it. So I would assume that Quake was in the front of Escape as well, since he too has that.
Makes sense.
Boo has got the bow now.
Like I said before, this seed has been very nice with items and just very stingy with keys.
Incredibly. Good thing about getting the bow, though, is that you can kind of just go through Eastern. You don't really need anything. You can get the big key, but... Oh, well, yeah, big key. I always
The
forget
big key is what you need.
Speaking of big keys, Pooh leaves Thieves Town to get the big key out in the Village of Outcasts. So he might be jumping right back in. And it looks like he is.
That is the only downside of dipping the first 4 chips of Village of Outcasts as quickly as you can.
Sometimes a good decision.
Usually a good decision. I feel like the chance of one of those 3 chests in Thieves, the Village of Outcasts just happening to be the big key to Thieves Town is pretty slim.
Blind thought he was being clever, hiding it next door.
Well, I mean, he is blind.
He thought he was over in desert.
Yeah, it was a long way away. He got lost 3 times and stubbed his toe. Everything was awful. I'll just leave it here,
man.
It's fine. Anyway, we have who42boker going into Castle Tower, so now we're going to actually see if this is in fact where the lantern was.
I am willing to bet it is, but we will see. There it is. Yep.
I don't know why he's slashing. He got it pretty quickly. Considering.
Sometimes you just gotta rage slash. Takes out some anxiety. Just finding a couple bombs in that second chest, so... Castle Tower is wiped out. Ooh, Boo's getting a little torn up by those little beetles. He's got 1 heart.
Those beetles hurt.
Oh, they hit like a truck.
Yeah.
They're scary. They're very unpredictable, too. Yoshi also does not have enough money to get to this Zora item, but we might be able to see what that key was.
Yep.
Getting a sick kid check as well.
Runner Watcher, now the 3rd runner to go up to Zora area without the money to do Zora.
Oh, maybe. Maybe he'll grind some out. It's only 25. 24. Baker now heading into the Dark World. I think this is his first dip over into the Dark World. And it looks like we have 2 crystals. One at Mire and 1 at Swamp.
No, that was Ice Palace, not
Was
Swamp.
that Ice Palace? That.
Yeah.
Small screen.
Yep. Runner Watcher with all 4 bottles. What is this, an easy seed?
Oh. Oh no.
Boo, running out of magic on blind, causing him to die. Very sad.
Blind's one of those bosses that, you know, can either be very free or just be completely impossible. Changes day by day.
Yep.
Luckily, he's pretty quick to get back to. RW, I think, was trying to farm some cash, but I don't think he was being fruitful. The GT key over on the Zora ledge.
So that's completely useless. Unless, of course, the Ganon's Tower big key is in Ganon's Tower. Which I hope for our runners is not the case.
I would hope for anyone's case. I wouldn't wish that upon my enemy. Ooh,
And
taking down blind this time.
Fantastic.
Giving him a little love, saying sorry, but he does get a crystal as his prize.
We're at the traverse places your opponents have already been stage of this. Do you have any runners you're rooting for in particular for this race?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be biased, but my boy Runner Watcher, known him for a while. He's a good dude. Have to root for him.
Baker getting grabbed by the hand, unfortunately.
Looks like Swamp is a red pendant. Did Runner Watcher do the exact same thing that Boo did? Went into Thieves Town and then had to come back out and go next door? Oh no, he hasn't even opened it yet. Okay.
So no, he did not do the exact same thing.
How funny would that be, though?
He did the quote-unquote smart check of Village of Outcasts.
Sometimes not doing smart things in Rando can pay off, though. I've done plenty of dumb, and somehow paid off.
Rando is very good at rewarding dumb.
getting basically a billion digs in the digging game.
I'm a little confused. Yoshi's already been up here. Did he die and just decide not to go the? Oh no! He didn't have this small key when he came here the first time.
Got it.
He's gonna be disappointed that this is just bombs, though.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that if you leave, it's gonna be weighing in the back of your mind, and it's just you gotta sometimes just check it if it's bothering you.
Yeah.
Looks like we're getting a little Froggy World Tour from Boo.
I sometimes, to my detriment, really prefer to do things, hold things off until other things that are locked become unlocked that are on the way. So I really don't like doing the Froggy World Tour unless I have Mirror, just to grab that south of Grove cave there.
I can never seem to route it correctly. Every time I try and do it, I'm just like, this could have been done a completely better way. So kudos to people that can actually route it in well, because you are better than me. Ooh, what did he say? Looks like Thieves Town was actually one of the good crystals. And did you see what the other one was? Desert?
I completely missed it.
I believe it was Desert.
I'm going to believe you.
Getting a hype cave check. Yeah, hype cave check. I thought I said that weird.
No, you set up basically exactly how I would expect. Oh!
Hammer time!
Actual hype cave. Fantastic.
Interesting that he didn't take that hammer up a little more north, just to take a little pyramid check or anything. Maybe he'll try to route it in with Pod later.
It's possible he had in his head what he was going to do as soon as he finished, and I mean, I've done this, absolutely. Oh, I guess when I'm done with this, based on what I have, I am going to go over here. And he has the frog, so he can't actually go into Pod.
That is true.
Baker taking a death.
Oh, no. But he has a fairy.
Green pendant is
baby.
Total Rock.
We are getting some B strats on Moth. He's doomed now. Nothing can stop Baker. He's got a friend on his side. And there it is. B is truly the enemy of Moths.
So with that, where was our third pendant? Was it Swamp Palace?
Swamp was the red one. Green is Turtle Rock. And then, do we know where blue is? Blue is
Skull Woods.
Skull Woods. That's right. So yeah. So we now know what all the pendants are. We know where the good crystals are. This is very quick. 30 minutes in to know all the dungeons that you need to dive into is pretty unique.
Absolutely.
Yoshi is going to be the first of our players to go up Death Mountain. See if our friend Old Man is holding anything for us today.
I think the big thing we're looking for right now is the mirror. So we might get a vanilla mirror.
Fingers crossed. Nope. He's just making some explosions up on the mountain. What does he need those for?
Well, I mean, he does live on his own in the mountains. I'm not saying the old man is the Unabomber, but... I mean, he did stop talking as soon as Randomizer came out.
That is true. We're on to you, old man.
Nothing important on Spectacle. ledge. Nothing important in Spectacle Cave.
Just a little cache hanging around.
Yep. Oh, and he has hookshot, so he can do
Yep.
east.
He will be checking the east side. Our two runners on the left, neither of them have hookshot still, so they haven't done the first part of escape.
Yep. And we know that he at least has power gloves. I don't know if he has Titan's mitts. I can't remember where. I know that we had soggy gloves, but where was the other glove?
The other glove was in Kakariko, so I would venture to guess that he has both gloves.
Well, if he goes into Dark Death
We'll know
Mountain,
for sure.
we'll know for sure, yeah.
Take a peek at his menu if he changes. Nope, he's just using sword slashes to hit the switch.
Paradox Cave having love.
Another Dark Palace key and a Skullwid's key. Yay!
Well, the Dark Palace key was useful at least.
At least. For Keysanity, there is a very small amount of keys that are actually useful.
Funny enough, all of the dungeons that require a bunch of keys really require basically all of them.
Yeah, Turtle Rock, Pod. Those are the two big ones.
Those are
obviously.
the two big ones. The only other small key that you really need is Swamp Palace, except for in this seed, because we may not see a dip into Swamp Palace at all.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, there could be something important on that very first chest, which would be very mean of this seed.
Imagine just going to Swamp, getting the first chest, and bailing forever. The dream. That
Dream
would
or nightmare?
Oh, we're back to that. We have different dreams, clearly.
Because you're just like, how long did it take my opponent to do this?
Yeah, I guess it just truly depends on when you decide to make that move. Personally, it would be the last one that I would make.
Of course. It takes so long to even open Swamp Palace.
It really does. And you need the mirror and the flip-flops. It's just so much work. So I don't believe Yoshi went to the Dark World for Death Mountain, so maybe he doesn't have that Titan's Mitt.
Which implies he has not done Damn yet. I can't imagine that like any runner would skip Kakariko this early.
I'm almost positive he went in there because he has the book, and book was in the well.
Yeah.
And he has the swords, obviously.
And the swords... Yeah.
Boo ended up coming back over to Skullwoods. He's going to take on Moth with a lot more hearts than our other two runners have so far.
He's going to use those hearts a lot quicker than our other runners did, but I think he still has that fairy, so it's probably fine.
Or not?
No, he does not!
Oh. He's getting right back up. He's going back in.
Oh, it's sad that this is almost certainly not going to pay off for him, because it's both a useless pendant and... I cannot remember what the item was.
I believe just a piece of heart or something. Nothing he wants. He doesn't know that it's pendant, though, unfortunately. That's the bummer thing about that. Looks like Runner Watcher is about to go grab his Quake and his Hook Shot. So I would assume that his next play would be up the mountain from there. Oh no, wait, he doesn't have Lamp yet. He hasn't gone up to Aga. Maybe he'll pair it in. And yes, it looks like Yoshi is going to get his Soggy Mittens. Round 2 of Moth for Boo.
I believe in you, Boo.
Oh, me too. Everyone send Boo their power. He's a bully. Ooh. Oh,
He
and
got it!
barely scraping through. Oh, that's got to be a good feeling.
And this has got to be a bad feeling.
And yeah, immediately crushed. You got to get it out of the way, though. Runner Watcher taking that Death Warp so he can assumedly go up to Castle Tower. Oh, and forgetting he has a fairy. Oh no.
Runner Watcher doing way too well on Moth, basically. That's all this is.
That's clearly what the problem was. Stop being so good, Runner Watcher, please. Meanwhile, Blind taking the death. Baker getting his good crystal. And Runner Watcher finally dying.
Runner Watcher has got to have Bow, because he finished Thieves Town, right? Yeah,
I did see him pick up the bow.
He even has it listed there. That's what his item is.
So let's think. Where would be the next step for our runners right now? Where would you go if you had this set up? Because they're all kind of just tracing each other's footsteps, getting the same things. What would be your next play? Or what would you want to see from them?
I think Pod has to be the next play pretty soon, honestly. They have the ability to skip the front door of Pod, so they can do most of it with just their 2 keys.
I agree. That would be a good play, especially with the bow, the hammer, and a lamp or light source. At least for our right 2 runners, I think it's definitely a solid.
Well, our left 2 runners have the hammer, but our right 2 runners have the lamp.
Oh,
so there is no runner that is actually being told to go into Pod yet,
except for Runner Watcher, who is about to pick up his lamp.
Yeah.
I would maybe that would be his play.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all, because I know they've gotten at least 2 Pod keys.
Meanwhile, we have Yoshi on East Dark Mountain now, checking out Hookshot Cave. Purple chest hiding some accessories. The cape, really only useful for 1 item here at this point, since they had Burn already.
Mm-hmm. Those cactuses hurt, Boo. Be careful.
They're spiky.
Your life is worth living.
He's just walking into them. They look like they needed a hug.
I mean, if you were a cactus, no one would hug you, and I feel that's a little sad.
Aww. Everyone go out and hug a cactus. Tell
No,
them you love them.
Don't do that. Do not do that, in fact.
I have all the good ideas.
The best of ideas. Runner Watcher, looks like he's going to be doing all of Death Mountain here, since he has the Titan's Mitts.
We'll be able to see what was in Hookshot Cave. For real this time.
Absolutely. Yoshi deciding to go south instead of north. Maybe he knows that Skullwoods is a pendant. Or
I
is
don't
just...
believe he is. I think he's just making the Thieves Town first play, which is interesting. Maybe he's not confident in his moth skills and is maybe looking out for a sword upgrade or half magic, something that'll help him out.
I think it is going to pay off for him, though.
I think it would give him a couple more hearts, because he does have very limited hearts as well. Not as many as Boo did. We don't know if mirror is required right now.
We know for a fact that it is possible to get into Tower of Hera right now without the mirror. And we know that Swamp Palace is a pendant, so the mirror the places that require a mirror could have an important location, but as of right now, mirror not necessarily required.
Runnerwatcher also going to be able, speaking of Tower of Hera, is going to be able to clear that out while he's up here.
All depending on how he routes.
He'll be able to check Ether Tablet, all that good stuff. So we'll see if he decides to make that play before heading over to Dark Death Mountain.
They do have the Tower of Hera big key, so I don't know why he wouldn't.
Getting a pyramid check with Froggy in tow from Baker. Froggy truly seeing the world.
I can show
it's a key.
you the world. I wonder if this key is useless. It is not.
It is a key to Turtle Rock. That's all I got. I'm not good at ad-libbing.
We haven't been... All we've been doing is saying words to the tune, as opposed to anything particularly smart. Anyway, we have our first dip into Eastern Palace, it looks like. With what he has, I do like this play. The fact that he doesn't have the lamp or the hookshot yet is a little unfortunate, but we'll be able to see at least 3, if not 4 items here.
Assuming the big key shows itself.
Even without the big key, you can get 4 items. The 5th and 6th item is the...
Oh, yeah. See? Bad at counting.
I know this based solely on the trackers I use, having numbers on them.
See, maybe that's what I need to do.
There's another Dark Palace key. So I feel like after Hera, Runnerwatcher has got to be thinking Dark Palace.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with the loadout he's got.
It looks like either tablet was Tower of Hera small key. So very easy check here for Runnerwatcher.
He also found that last bottle, I do believe. Which means they didn't have all bottles before. They must have only had 3 until now. Ooh! His fire rod shot got a little late there. And getting stuck in the prison with tiles getting thrown at your face.
When your rest time becomes very much not a rest time.
Yeah, you think it's going to be rest time, then all of a sudden it's stressful, especially with 1 heart. Just a silly little compass. Finding another key to Dark Palace in Hera. So
Okay.
I would be surprised if Runner Watcher didn't run all the way over there. I will watch him run.
That's 4 small keys. That is everything. If you know hammer jump, that is everything now. Oh, except for the fact that you don't have a big key. Damn it, Keysanity. Looks like Eastern Palace had silvers.
Always a nice find. I mean, especially
course.
since they haven't found a sword upgrade yet. You got to start thinking, oh man, what if I don't find one? Key to Meyer in the big chest. And just finding a completely wonderful Thieves Town key.
That's what you want to see.
Oh yeah,
In case
especially
you're
when you already
watching,
cleared it out.
that's really not what you want to see, ever. Baker has red mail. I don't remember him picking that up at all, but...
I don't even know where he could have found that. I don't know what he has done that... Catfish?
All 3 of our other runners went to Catfish with like 499 rupees, basically.
You mean Zora?
That, yeah.
Something that's in the water.
Yeah, I mean... It's the same quadrant, if a little different.
Same area, they both live in the water.
Maybe Catfish is Zora from the future.
Oh man.
There's some Zelda lore for you. I will twist everything to make sure that I am right.
All the other lore you've known before.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Anyway, Runner Watcher cleaning up the rest of Death Mountain.
Yeah. Really? Oh, sorry. You go.
No, go ahead.
Just really only finding the 2 pod keys.
I think that's worth the run up here, though.
Oh,
The
no,
keys
absolutely.
are what these runners are missing.
Imagine wanting keys in Keysanity.
Crazy.
Foreign concept, truly. Alright, I'm curious to see where Runner Watcher heads from here. Probably...
Well, I mean, dark. Yeah, yeah.
East, yeah. But after that, looking way in the future.
I still think it really has to be, Did he forget to go to dark? Oh, no, he's gonna go through, Turtle Rock, it looks like. Because this is the faster way up the mountain.
Mm-hmm. And then he'll be able to get a Turtle Rock check-in. I approve.
Boo, here to get...
Oh.
No, go ahead.
Boo bought the Zora item. Finally, I think that was our first runner to do so. I think he finally had enough money. And getting some nice, big, expensive bombs. I hope he treasures them. Yoshi bought it too. Oh. Well.
It's hard to keep up with Yoshi, to be honest, so... I have never seen a runner go through that door.
I don't think I have either.
It does make sense if you don't want a death warp. It looks like that door is probably a faster way to get out.
I believe that was Bombos for Turtle Rock. So something we don't have yet. Oh no! Getting a little antsy with his book block pushes there. Boo is about to grab his Quake and Hookshot now.
I remember I had a seed where Kane was an escape, and that ended up being my go mode item.
I don't
If you
want to
can
tell.
imagine.
Oh, I have skipped sewer chest one too many times. And every time that I have, there's been something good in there. So moral of the story is don't skip sewer chest.
Yeah, don't skip any chests. There's
No.
something, something good in Catfish.
There was a fire
Therefore,
shield up in Hookshot Cave. I think that was the only quote-unquote good item up there, though.
very good damage boost through that Lionel. Does he have? Oh, he has Kane. He has Brian Kane.
Yeah.
Spike Cave is my nemesis. I never remember to check this.
It's one of those interesting things where you can use multiple ways to get through it, so it's interesting. It also depends on, do you have the magic at the time? How many hearts do you have?
Not important this time, though. So this is the moment of truth. Where are you going, Runner Watcher?
I'm saying pod. I would be surprised if he went anywhere else. Where would he go? Oh.
Well, I mean, this is how we would go to pod. You have to
I guess if
go into Dark World.
I guess if you don't have the flute.
But yeah, that's where we're going. Buckshot Boo finally getting his lantern.
He can finally see the light.
Yoshi also going to pod, and is actually going to beat Runner Watcher there.
Interesting enough, he hasn't gotten the hammer yet.
Or the bow.
Or the bow. So this play in particular is interesting.
No. He does have the bow. He was just in Thieves Town.
Oh, maybe he does. I guess we shouldn't be trusting his tracker since it's hard for our trackers to update it.
So, scratch literally everything we just said.
Absolutely everything we have said. Do not listen to the commentators, clearly.
Like, I'm so sad about this. Every time that Yoshi goes away and comes back, he comes back with an item that we have not seen anyone get yet.
So we're like, where did that come from? Makes it kind of fun, like a guessing game. More of a guessing game than it was before.
Yep. A guessing game for us as opposed to for the runners.
Yeah. Plot twist.
It looks like he did not go into Hera, though. He went to Death Mountain twice and did not go to Hera.
He did not have the hammer at the time, I believe.
Yeah.
So he is missing out on 2 keys. He still might be able to clear a good portion of this out.
He can do... He will have to leave at least 1 chest other than the big key chest with only 2 keys. Whereas Runner Watcher, if he just happens to find the big key to pod here, is going to be able to completely clear the entire dungeon. Which is a big deal.
Yeah, that would be incredibly convenient.
Yeah.
Runner Watcher taking the fireballs to the back. Setting up a nice little death warp for himself.
Not wasting his key. Good job.
Getting that last shield upgrade.
Boo and who?
Key to Pod! He got another key in here. Oh, wow. So that means Runner Watcher should have all the keys by the end of this.
Well, there's 6 keys, not 5.
Is there 6? Oh, there is 6.
However, it means that if Runner Watcher knows Hammer Jump, he can jump through he can go through the front door without any issue. Yoshi does not have the Cane of Samaria, so chat getting us back for lying to them earlier.
Calling us out. Oh, and Yoshi now has the Cane of Samaria. We're not lying to you this time. Oh, that's...
Teach me for saying you don't have Cane.
Yeah, we should have just held on like, what are you talking about? He most definitely has Cane of Samaria.
Runner Watcher on his heels. I think the one item you don't want to see here is Bombos.
Yeah, leading up to Turtle Rock would be... As a pendant, when there's so many other things that you can do, sad.
Yeah. Well,
you want to be locked out of that place for as long as possible. Absolutely.
The big thing is they don't have Ice Palace Big Key. So they may be going into Ice Palace, clearing it out, all but that one chest, and they just have to hope that that one chest is nothing.
Ooh, finding my favorite item. You got the booties. He's Yoshi putting that bee to work. Getting that other castle tower key.
Realizing he doesn't have the big key. And that bee might not have been a good idea.
Yeah, might not have been good, because now he's killed all his death warping. Oh, is he just gonna walk back? Oh, he didn't check the Harmless Hellway.
Yep.
Just holding a burrito, though. Which we already know what all the crystals and pendants are, so pretty much useless at this point.
I will need to remember this, that it is actually faster to... If you have the keys, it actually faster to not do the bomb jump and just walk if you didn't open the front door.
That is a fair point. You don't have to go the long way around again. Yes, Castle Tower Key is. Unless they have to go kill Aghanim for whatever weird, strange reason, which I'm pretty sure is completely ruled out at this point.
Yeah, Lumberjack
useless.
Cave is a boomerang, a red meringue, in fact. I'm gonna go ahead and say you don't go into this tournament if you don't know Ice Palace jump, bomb jump. Probably.
Oh, and there's Bombos!
Where was it?
It was in that basement chest where you drop down. I can't remember what is that below Vanilla Big Key chest.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh man.
That is...
You completely cursed them. That was the Turtle Rock care package right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, as far as we can tell, this seed has been pretty linear on where it wants you to go. It gave you all that pod keys, now it's giving you all the things to go through Turtle Rock, so at least it's giving you a fine line on, hey, go here, then here, then here.
But even if it's telling me to go to Turtle Rock, I'm gonna go Ice Palace first. Ice Palace is actually a crystal.
Oh, absolutely. If you can finish a pendant dungeon, or a crystal dungeon, always do it.
That does not seem to be where Runner Watcher is going, though. I actually don't know where he's going. Oh, library.
Ah, yeah.
I don't remember what library was.
It was a small key, I believe.
Oh yeah, the worst thing that it could be.
Yep. What do we got? Ice Palace.
That's gonna make it the clear.
That will make Ice Palace
much
a
easier,
little
yeah.
easier for him. Yep. I think Yoshi has taken that Turtle Rock play, so we will see which of the two. Oh, maybe. Oh no, he's going up to Hera. Smart. I'd forgotten that he hadn't done that yet.
But he might do Turtle Rock right afterwards. There's nothing stopping him, really.
Yeah, because I do believe he grabbed Bombos out of Pod. I don't see why he couldn't have.
Does Runner Watcher have
he does
Desert Palace big key? Yes, he does.
Does he?
I just saw his pause menu. It had a big key in it.
Oh boy. So that'll be both of the good crystals, which opens up our girl, the Fat Fairy.
Yep.
He also has boots to get, I think, another small key here. Yes, indeed. Another Turtle Rock key.
Is that 3 or 4?
I believe that's the third. Which, if you don't get the big key, can have you full clear it. But that is a big, big gamble.
I'm sure these runners know that, like, you are never forced to skip that the big key chest if you really don't want to. It's very easy, if a little time consuming, to death warp to check that chest and not waste the key.
Boots were in the top left chest in the dark maze.
Yeah. So yes, Yoshi has boots and so does Runner Watcher because both of them went into Pod.
Meanwhile, Baker's going into Desert Palace is going to miss out on that Turtle Rock key.
I have no idea where he got this Desert Palace key, but I feel like he might be the only person that... Oh, nope.
I think
Both
they
of
all
the
have
other...
it.
Do you remember where it was?
I do not remember seeing it.
Well...
I don't know how we both missed it 4 times, but we did.
There's 4 runners. I think chat will forgive us for a moment.
Only a moment, though.
Yeah. I rely on the forgiveness of chat. That's my first mistake.
Runner Watcher taking quick work of Lammo, getting a key as a reward to Thieves Town. Yay! Again.
Yeah, you definitely want to see that.
But also getting Crystal as his prize, so you can't feel too bad.
So, do you check Fat Fairy here, or do you go directly to Ice Palace?
As soon as I have Fat Fairy open up, I make that play. If I'm missing a decent amount of things, like especially in Keysanity, I just go for it. It's one of those things where you put in a decent amount of work to get him, so having it pay off is huge.
Absolutely.
We'll see if Yoshi follows suit.
Yoshi and runnerwatcher have been, like, despite the slight divergence at the very beginning, have been very, very close in, like, what they've been doing.
Yes, runnerwatcher pulling off a fun little move, where if you hookshot something and then start your dash, you'll be able to run with the bomb. Or take damage, that's another thing that can have you run with the bomb. Saves a little time.
The difference in dungeons is just the fact that Yoshi had to go up to Death Mountain 3 times, whereas runnerwatcher only did it once. Nothing important in Fat Fairy.
Always a shame to see, but gotta do it.
Yep.
Looks like runnerwatcher's actually gonna be checking out Catfish now. He will be getting... Oh, there was something there.
It was red mail.
That's correct.
So nothing important. Catfish, very skippable here, and he's a very popular skip. So, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is not paying off for him.
Yeah, it's pretty out of the way.
Yep. Did you see what the island item was? Apparently it was a big key. And if that's a required big key, then mirror is actually required here.
I love being on push to talk and I start talking and then just don't remember to press the button.
My hand is going cold from pushing to talk.
I was saying that GT big key on the island with the mirror being in Turtle Rock, question mark?
No, mirror being in GT, of course.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Turtle Rock is too nice. runnerwatcher going in there right now.
I guess I like this play. They already have the big key here. They have 3 small keys, if I recall correctly. So this...
I would assume that not having the big key is the reason why runnerwatcher would be avoiding Ice Palace. That's what I would assume.
But yeah, they have 3 small keys.
This is the move that I would personally make. So it's clearly the wrong decision. Since I would make it.
It's the, like, Turtle Rock has a lot of items, but
ooh,
that's an important item. Ice Palace has that one item that's important, which is a crystal.
That was the elusive Swamp Palace key. So that officially, I mean, it's a pendant, so not as important, but if you need to get in there.
It's a bunch of items. It's 10 items.
Well, we know the mirror can't be there.
Right. I do feel like our go mode is going to be a key, probably, just based on how rich this seed has been. The stream froze for me. How about for you?
Yeah, I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing right now. I'm sure it'll be up shortly. We can take the time to talk about our feelings.
I mean, runnerwatcher has bacon sword, and that's only going to be helpful. So based solely on that and the Swamp Palace key, I think Turtle Rock has paid off.
Yeah, any place that you find a sword has got to be worth, especially going from Master Sword to Tempered. That's the biggest jump that you can make.
Yeah. Apparently the stream is still up if our view of the stream is not.
Yep. I can see what's happening on the Twitch end, so.
So be prepared for slightly delayed commentary, guys.
When you see it, we see it.
And we talk about it a minute later. Runnerwatcher stealing the key. Makes perfect sense to me.
It's a gamble that I've made, and then found another Turtle Rock key in Mimic Cave, and I turned my butt right back around and got that chest, and ended up having something, I believe.
Our stream is back up. Anyway, I think it's the right move because since Turtle Rock is a green pendant, Trinex, which is the other place where you'd use that key, has 2 items as opposed to just the one that the big key chest has.
Yeah, it's just a little more worthwhile.
Who42boker doing the move I was suggesting, which was going into Ice Palace.
It's my Turtle Rock against your Ice Palace.
I think you've already run one. One of those has Tempered Sword.
I don't know. What if there's a Tempered Sword in here?
I'll believe it when I see it.
Baker not pulling off that first attempt at the bomb jump, but he's got plenty of lives, plenty of hearts, and he makes it the second time.
Yeah.
Runnerwatcher, I think, forgetting for a moment that he had the mirror shield.
Very easy to forget.
It's very rare that you come in here with the mirror shield, I've noticed.
I would say like 1 in 5 times? Does that sound right?
I'll believe that math.
I mean, believe me.
Making his way to pod. I'm gonna find some goodies in here, for sure.
Oh, I think my cat just came over my speaker.
I think it was mine.
Well, both of us have cats.
We're both at fault here.
Swamp Palace big key in Ice Palace. So nothing has paid off yet.
I mean, at the end of the day, ice is a crystal.
Yeah, that's the big thing. And I will take a crystal over a sword any day of the week. Even tempered. As
Ooh,
long as
Runner
he doesn't
Watcher's...
run out of everything.
Yeah, scaring me a little with those fire rod shots, but he clutched it out.
You don't have any potions, do you, Runner Watcher?
I don't believe he does. I don't think any of our runners do. But Trinex goes down. Blind goes down. Bosses are dropping everywhere.
So we have one more possibility for Ice Palace to be the right play. Show me something good on Gold Stair.
Chat going crazy over the cat. Oh, or they're going crazy over the mirror, which I missed.
Where on earth was the bear? Oh, was it
Trinex.
on Trinex? Goodness
How did we
gracious.
both? We're doing great.
We're good at this game.
And there's our swamp. So, Turtle Rock, again with the dungeons, pretty much pointing to where you need to go. Turtle Rock giving you the key and the mirror to get in the swamp. I don't think I approve of my decision anymore.
Baker, show me something good. No!
You hate to see that.
Misery Mire Small Key. Still useless!
Yeah, small keys are really just something that hit or miss. Because a lot of them are useless, but a lot of them you really desperately need.
So the upside to Turtle Rock, other than the fact that you have basically the go from no ability to enter swamp at all to the ability to completely clear it, is that you get a tempered sword for this Cold Stair fight, as opposed to having to do it with a Master Sword.
Which, let me tell you, makes a world of difference. As a known Cold Stair, he bullies me. I don't know the right word for that. A victim of Cold Stair.
Yeah.
I prefer the tempered over Master Sword any day. Even with the hammer.
Well, he has red mail, like and a blue potion. He's not gonna die anytime soon to these guys. And your kitty's being a nice kitty.
Is he being nice though? He's being interrupting. He chooses
Bombo's tablet, not Bombo's tablet. Yes, Bombo's tablet has the flute. And Runner Watcher just went into Eastern Palace to get the silvers, I believe.
Yes. So let's think about everything that he has now.
What? He's just missing keys, isn't he?
He just is missing the big key to Eastern. The big key to Pod, I believe, maybe?
Yep. Big
and
key
that
to Eastern, big key to Pod.
Would be it. Plus NGT, big key, of course.
With the mirror, he's going to get a big key right here.
Well, we'll see which one it is.
And this is perfect routing directly into Ice Palace.
There is. Dark Palace. So you can finish that up.
He looks like he is checking Hobo on the way to Dark Palace, or just going directly to Dark Palace. I guess that's fine. Maybe
I think he already
checked
did Hobo, yeah. Or he's proving us all wrong. Where's he going?
Bombs. Big bombs. No. Also
No?
wrong. Where are you going? I'm going to stop guessing.
Meanwhile, Yoshi getting through the bomb jump. Oh, he's checking mirror spots.
Mirror.
It's good for us.
Yep, on his way to go pick up turn on the flute.
I guess that is a good point. He can flute and get over to Ice Palace pretty much whenever now. So, being in the vicinity of it and walking away from it, not a big deal. He didn't finish Eastern Palace or Pod because he didn't have the big keys to go beat the bosses.
Welcome to Keysanity.
Where you have to triple, double, quadruple dip everything most of the time.
If you can do a dungeon in one go, no matter how long it took you to do that dungeon, that is a win.
3-hour dungeon, but you did it in one go.
Good job, you. Baker, our only runner without the boots, which means our only runner who has not dipped into Pod yet.
I wonder if he will go to Turtle Rock before Pod. It would be surprising, but...
Well, he can't, because the bombos to get into Turtle Rock was in Pod.
Is in Pod, okay. You're right. That's correct. So it's a forced double dip.
Yeah.
Ooh, going back into the Thieves Town to check the big chest. Interesting play here. Which could pay off, because I don't see many other runners doing this if it is something good. Runner Watcher about to grab his cake from... Cake? I wish it was a cake. Cape from the purple chest.
Now I want cake.
No, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I guess I will have to go order it after this.
Where do you live where you can order a cake?
I can order cookies.
Is it getting delivered, or...?
No, we have a service that delivers cookies.
So I'm moving in.
They did the cookies for my wedding, in fact.
Oh. Wedding cookies are probably the best.
They didn't keep very well, to be honest. But, I mean, my wedding didn't cost very much, so there's that.
You can order wine? Where are these mysterious places that I'm missing out on?
The wine order service, like, I get advertisements for that everywhere I go, and I don't drink. Who Baker looks like he is getting money for something.
Pod? Although no, he had 175. I have no idea. Potions is the only thing I can think of.
It's gotta be potions.
Yeah. Runner Watcher just doing some cleaning, making sure he's getting all these mirror locations out of the way while he has the chance to.
I really don't like that money grinding play. At the very beginning of the game, you need money, and if you really need to check Zora, you need money. But other than that, like,
you kind of run into money.
Yeah, just checking locations will get you the money you need, generally speaking.
Oh, the Misery Mire big key was in Thieves Town big chest. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's big for Boo. That's very, very big for Boo.
I think that puts Boo pretty handily in the lead here.
It honestly just depends when the rest of the runners check that location.
I mean between the two bottom runners, because that's what this race is. It's two top runners against each other, two bottom runners against each other. Like, Runner Watcher might not be back to Thieves Town for a while, but that doesn't matter as long as Yoshi doesn't go back either.
Man, that just made this a very interesting race. 3 of our runners all in the same dungeon, although just barely, with one entering and one leaving at pretty much the same exact time.
Yep. Well, we're going to see what Cold Stir dropped twice more. And if we'd missed it twice more, then, I mean...
It wouldn't be the first time.
It wouldn't be the first time we missed something that literally every runner checked one at a time.
We just didn't see what Cold Stare had. That was the problem.
I think the first time that we saw Cold Stare drop was when Runner Watcher got the flute, and we were a little preoccupied by that.
I gotta say, hookshotting those penguins to death is such a satisfying feeling.
Yes, absolutely. Baker finally getting jumping into pod, getting his boots and his bombos.
Don't forget the 2 turtle rock keys. Or no, that was in Hera.
It looks like that this was in fact what he was getting money for, was to go into pod.
He had enough though at the time.
Yeah, he did dip a few times more than necessary. Though he did seem to...
I'm not gonna question it.
He spent some money, but I don't know on what.
Potion.
Oh, no, on the big bomb.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, all that does make sense now. So I retract my statement of not liking the money grab. I would have gone directly to big bomb, spent that money, and then not had enough to get into pod. So good play by Baker.
Flute was at a Bombos tablet, not Trinex. Trinex had the mirror.
Yep.
So you had to go beat Trinex to get Bombos tablet to get into Mire. Fun stuff.
So about this being a nice seed, it hasn't been.
You know, lately they just don't feel nice anymore.
Boo doing a bomb jump here.
And nailing it.
Absolutely.
Yoshi gonna pick up his red clothing. Gonna see what Decidueye looks like in red.
I know that some Pokemon are the 3 phases of Pokemon, but I'm a little let down that this one in particular isn't.
I think it would be a lot. Decidueye, I think, is the final evolution.
Yeah, of the owl one, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I haven't played Gen 7, I think it is. So. Alright, we're about to get a cold stare fight from Boo, with it looks like Runner Watcher right on his heels.
Absolutely. We're about to see how much of a difference Tempered Sword makes on this fight.
Unless Boo uses Hammer.
I do not retract my previous statement.
Hammer's impossible.
It's not impossible, it's just real hard.
I'm sorry. Impossible for me.
It is the reset point. I think this boss is the reset point in Swordless.
Oh, it is. It is. Cold Stare in general is just the hardest boss, in my opinion. He's very unforgiving. He hits you for pretty much 1 billion damage.
It's like 4 hearts every hug, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's something insane like that. And then with the ice balls raining down on your face, there's a lot going on. And in Swordless, just the hammer hitbox is bleh. But Boo got through it just fine with the Master Sword. I missed what he got. Did you happen to see it?
I wasn't even paying attention, because... Of course, when we talk about the fact that we keep forgetting to check Cold Stare, we continue to keep forgetting to check Cold Stare. Yoshi going into
10 arrows.
to Total Rock finally. Some amount of arrows on Cold Stare.
Worth the hype, in my opinion.
Oh, especially if it's only one.
One was, I believe... Where was that? I think that was... Not in Pod. I saw some of the runners get it recently.
Significantly faster. Oh, solely because of that Tempered Sword. Yeah, that looks like an arrow upgrade.
Holy moly, 10 arrows from Cold Stare. Yoshi finally getting his Tempered Sword. It's truly hard to tell who exactly has an advantage right now, but I want to say that it's Boo.
Oh yeah, Boo with that big chest,
the big key to Mire.
Big chest in Thieves Town check, which had the big key to Mire. Big advantage here. I did not see what the Mire.
It was a very quick check.
Yeah, maybe on the restream. Nope, missed it too.
I believe it was Bombos.
Bombo's all you need for this seed.
Poor Quake. Still useless.
Yep. Runner Watcher probably going to dip into Mire without checking Thieves Town. Because, I mean, that's what I would do.
I mean, when you're in the area.
Yeah.
It really just closes off Viddy and that's it, so...
Yep.
Bonking a little. Getting tossed around. And it was indeed Bombos.
Yeah, Runner Watcher swag ducked before going to Ice Palace. That's actually how he got to Ice Palace, rather than walking.
Boo hopping into T-Rock himself.
And who needs to be following him pretty quickly, or Boo's lead is just only going to get bigger.
Oh, especially diving into T-Rock right now. That's going to be huge for him.
Absolutely.
That will only close off the Eastern Palace big key, and that's it. Everything else he'll be able to grab if he follows the breadcrumbs from after T-Rock.
Yep. How many keys does he have to this place? Just 3? So
3.
he will need to be skipping that middle chest in order to get the mirror. Because, lest we forget, the mirror was on Trinex, and runnerwatcher got it by skipping a chest. If our runners don't skip that chest, they are not going to get the mirror, and they are going to have to do a lot of overworld checking and dungeon dipping to find that last Turtle Rock chest key.
Yeah, because up to this point, we still haven't seen it.
It is possible that it is in that chest, and that would be that would completely negate any need to check it or skip it. This is a fine death. I think I might have just death warped here. So it's not a big deal.
Generally do. Because he doesn't have the mirror yet, so
Yep.
I usually take a death right there. It seems faster than having to just bother with those rolling pins again.
Yep.
You get a health refill. It's just seems like the good play.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I don't think Runner Watcher is really finding anything in Meyer here. Still has 2 more chests to look at. Or 1, no, because he doesn't
only
have
one.
the big
He
key.
can't check the big key
Right.
chest.
Yep. Oh, and he's just realizing that. Yeah, Meyer not
Well, he
having
didn't check
anything.
these 2 chests. I
Oh.
actually like this routing. So when you're doing this in
Oh!
oh,
There it is! There's the Eastern Palace big key. So we just need to find Ganon's Tower big key.
oh, so no,
Ganon's Tower.
Ganon's
And
Tower,
no-go mode.
of course. We're in oh no mode, I think.
Oh no mode.
Because right now, Ganon's Tower big key could be in Ganon's Tower, and it's looking slowly but surely more and more like that's going to be the case.
Every Keysanity that I have ever been a part of, the GT is the last thing to find. It eludes me. And apparently these runners too. It's contagious.
I have had a Keysanity where GT key was literally in the very first chest. That was glorious. And I think, if I recall correctly, one of the runners forgot that they already had it and spent a lot of time looking for it.
It may very well be in Swamp Palace too.
Yep. As we said, we have the ability to completely clear Swamp Palace.
And they handed it to you on a silver platter.
Like, you literally have to pass those chests to be able to go further in the game.
Yoshi grabbing his hard-earned mirror.
Mirror.
I don't remember anything being important on Laser Bridge, as far as I know.
Yoshi thought for a moment that he wouldn't check Spike Cave, and then thinks that he will, and then thinks that he won't.
I've had those moments.
Well, Yay, restream. So big key chest in pod is just red rupee. Or a rupee, as I like to call it. There were extra R's there. Yeah, Tempered was in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, everyone of our runners now has Tempered Sword, which is nice. Tempered in silvers, that's the... Or does Yoshi? Yoshi must have silvers.
Well, did Yoshi ever dip into Eastern Palace?
Maybe not. There was nothing else in there, so possibly.
The big question is, when is Runner Watcher going back to Thieves Town?
That is a big question. Doing that would surely give him a huge advantage, because he would then be in oh no mode.
Yes, yes, as we said it.
No silvers for Yoshi. Interesting. Well, he'll grab them eventually, I'm sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, he'll grab him when he goes into Mire, or after he goes into Mire, definitely.
Helmasaur is down. See if he's hiding any GT bit keys.
Nope.
Just some money.
Just one of the 28 red rupees in the game.
There's so many. Nice try next kill from Boo.
And we're about to see a very quick Armos Knights, probably.
Pretty good routing from Runner Watcher, being able to dip right back in here. This is always nice.
Absolutely. Only way it could have been better is if he had never gone into Eastern in the first place.
Looks like Yoshi is heading to Eastern now, so he... Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah, no. Scratch that.
It looks like he's heading to Pod. I mean, he does have that big key now.
Be able to take a look at what's in this chest here. Just more red rupees.
Runner Watcher, when there's enemies in the way, you can't spin speed. That's not how it works.
Did he not clear out Eastern before?
He might not have done the dark room.
He didn't get that first chest either, or the second chest.
He got the first one. Like, I saw him do it. I saw that it was empty earlier.
Yeah, but he bowed out after 2 chests. Interesting.
He might have seen, oh, it's silvers, and I can get the rest of these chests on later. Because I'm going to have to double dip here. I can... That is weird, but I can definitely see, like, the thought behind it.
I would be scared that it's progression. I feel like, I mean, he got silvers pretty early. Ish. I don't know, Eastern's one of those places, especially in Keysanity, that I don't leave any chests behind. Just because you can get to all of them, besides Big Key and Armos, obviously.
Well, the one behind the dark room might not be in logic, so...
That's true.
Like, it is a risk, but it does save some time. I would say it probably saves around 30 seconds. And now for the fastest Armos Knight fight you will ever see.
I'm timing you.
Darn it, Runner Watcher.
He got hit!
Why?
Well, that was a key to Ganon's tower, but not quite the one we're looking for. We want the one of the big variety. Meanwhile, Boo is actually in Swamp Palace, following those breadcrumbs.
Yep, our first runner to do so.
If he finds the GT big key in here, that is going to be incredibly big.
I do
No
not
pun
agree with
intended.
this play. He has Misery Mire big key, and he can finish Misery Mire. I don't know why he's
He
in
hasn't
Swamp
gotten the
Palace.
flute yet.
Oh!
He hasn't checked Bombos. He might be checking Bombos after this.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Runner Watcher dipping into Swamp now.
Ooh, I think Baker's actually heading back into Thieves Town, so he's going to pick up his Mire big key, putting him back on even ground with Boo.
Even-ish. Boo, I think, has a few... Might have a dungeon or two above Baker.
No,
Baker actually has dungeons on top of
Desert.
Boo. This is going to put Baker in front, in fact.
So we'll see what move Baker makes here. He also hasn't gotten the flute yet. So we'll see.
Runner Watcher is going to continue to have time as long as Yoshi doesn't get that flute and does not dip into Turtle Rock. Because those are the two things that the flute is what Runner Watcher has above Yoshi, and neither runner has dipped into not Turtle Rock, Thieves Town yet.
Man, I'm trying to think of where the GT big key will be if it's not here, and the only thing I'm pulling up is GT itself. So
I mean, I'm ready to play the GT big key game, aren't you?
We don't get the chance in Keysanity much.
I did actually the last time I commentated. Maybe I'm cursed.
Remind me to commentate with you every time from now.
As opposed to play with me commentating for you.
Please don't. That would require me being in a tournament. Players making their way through swamp. Walking fast.
Faces pass, and I'm homebound.
And no GT big key.
No GT big D.
22 of 216. Yeah. It's a very low chance, but I've seen it many times.
12%. That is... 1 in 5 is not, I would say, very low. That's, I would say, a depressingly large number for how bad it is when it happens. Swamp currently not paying off. Left side gamble, completely useless, it looks like.
Yoshi finally about to grab his silvers, but still does not have that big key to Eastern, so he's going to have to hop right back in here.
Okay, Boo. Show us what Swamp Palace has.
Oh, Baker found the flute, so he checked Bombo's tablet.
That puts Baker in the lead.
If he doesn't go to Swamp, I believe it does.
It doesn't make sense to go to Swamp here.
It doesn't, because he can go to Mire, because he did get that big key.
Yep.
So good play on him.
And Swamp Palace has one chest left, one location left that could have something. And that is
Argus himself.
Argus himself. Maybe I need to find a picture of this boss with a pirate hat so that I remember his name, because I can never remember.
I'm sure someone will make it out there. Alright, let's take a look.
Progression! No!
Oh. I mean, I like some burritos, but...
Swamp Palace, a complete dud!
That puts Baker in a very good position. Boo could still immediately go right to Bombos and be right on his tail, though, so... We definitely still have a race from those two.
Here's the thing, if GT is... if Ganon's Tower Key is in GT, you clear Swamp Palace first, right? Like, you don't take the risk that, like, that big key was in Swamp Palace and you're having to double dip GT.
I'm weird and I'd go into GT and just pray that it's there.
Well, let's see what Baker does, because he's about to have to make that decision.
I feel like he would go to Meyer right here.
And do you remember where Pod Big Key was?
Pod Big Key was on the island.
Right.
So I believe Boo is going to go turn in his flute, head over to Meyer, get his Eastern Palace Big Key, and then it's just the hunt for GT Big Key from him.
I remember that movie, The Hunt for GT Big Key. That have, what, Keanu Reeves? No, that's wrong.
I am not a movie buff. You are asking the wrong person, unfortunately.
Sean Connery. And Alec Baldwin.
Yes, because he doesn't have the Big Key Cyclone. Remind me where the Meyer Big Key was? Oh, duh. Thieves Town, which Runner Watcher is going to get right now. So I think of our...
He can very easily fly away here.
Oh. Oh?
Runner Watcher is checking pedestal, which, I mean, I completely agree with this move.
Yeah.
If you're in Keysanity and you are able to dip into every single pedestal dungeon.
Oh, he's blind pulling.
Well, I mean, yeah, he has. He's finished everything but Meyer.
I had no idea.
Like, he's literally running out of locations at this point.
Well, we did say that it would be the last place that most of these runners would check, so... Come on, Runner Watcher, I believe. Oh. Okay, maybe he's going back in.
Boo with the other blind pull.
Lots of love flying around. I think Yoshi was the only person that checked that out early in the game, so...
Yep. So Yoshi, the only person with peace of mind. Runner Watcher looks like he is finally checking Thieves Town before the lead, but Yoshi might be right behind him, like he's in the area.
Reminder, the Runner Watcher does have Eastern done, so I think of our 4 players, he is still in the best place, if only by slightly.
Yeah. Now that he's in Thieves Town, he is in the lead, because at this point he can go directly to Meyer, finish it up, get those 2 items, hope to God that one of them is GT Big Key, and then go to GT.
I've realized what I want out of this race.
What is that?
I want all of our runners in GT at the same time looking for the big key. Because that's what it's looking like right now. And it just comes down to a right or left gamble.
What was that big key? Ice Palace? Ice Palace was ledge?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Graveyard ledge? Yeah. Runner Watcher got that one ages ago, I believe. Well, he is definitely going to be happy that he's finding this here. If not, maybe a little sad that he didn't check it sooner.
No, I am expecting some sword slashes here, to be honest.
It's always a bittersweet feeling. He did a bonk.
Just for that, my bonk number is going to go up by 1.
But that's good for him. He's in a good place still. Boo, still not heading over to Meyer yet. Which is a interesting play to me. Deciding to check some of this overworld stuff. Getting a red mail out of it. And Baker is our first of the runners to start heading down to Viddy. They're all kind of catching up slowly.
Did Baker ever see that it was a big key on that on the island?
For Pod, I don't think he's been over there yet.
Hmm.
Which is interesting, because he would have a decent amount of chances to go take a peek. He might have looked and forgotten. There's been a lot of keys just kind of out in the open. Which, like I said, clutters in your mind. Oh, what?
Did you see what the big chest for Meyer was?
I did not.
Goodness, we are just the best at this.
Looks like Runner Watcher. Did Runner Watcher?
Oh yeah, it was definitely half magic because they now have half magic.
We figured that out on our own.
Yeah, totes my goats.
That Samaria block went flying. I know he didn't mean to do that, but boy was it funny.
Yep.
Missed what Viddy had because I was focused on the Samaria block.
Mall key to Ice Palace. So useless. So we are now playing 1 to 22. Where is either the big key to GT or the fetch quest item that will lead to the big key to GT? Viddy does not have it. We know this for a fact. Yes, because Baker just finished Viddy.
We'll confirm from Runner Watcher right now. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I think you were right, it was an Ice Palace small key.
Runner Watcher checked Ice Palace big chest when he went to Ice Palace because he happened to have the big key to that.
Yeah, as far as I know, we have, unless I'm forgetting something, have checked pretty much everything. I mean, they blindfold the pedestal and everything.
Baker going into pod before checking the islands, and he is going to lose some time because of it.
Boo must have the big key to Eastern Palace now, correct? Or, no, he'll get it when he goes around. He's still in the left side of Meyer.
Yep. Anyway, what are our numbers, guys? What are our numbers?
I'm a fan of 12. That's my go-to.
Mine is 17. Just like strawberry wine. I don't know why. I hate that song. So Scooby-D, if a Turtle Rock small key is in GT, then this seed has a soft lock in it. Because progression was on Trinex. From where I'm standing, I think the big key chest in Turtle Rock had to have had a vanilla small key. And
Unless
all
we're
of our
overlooking something.
all 4 of our runners would be overlooking it, and I find that unlikely. It's a soft lock that literally none of our runners fell for, but it would have been a soft lock nonetheless.
All right. I'm excited. We got 1 and 2. Oop, runner watcher burning the heck out of that wall. Oh, ah!
Wow, that was close.
He was hitting everything and its mother except for the torch. Eastern Palace Big Key was in the Mire chest that's blocked right after the big key. The big chest. Blech.
Yep.
The right side not having anything. That's 6 places.
Yep.
So if you checked anything 6 or under, I'm sorry, you were wrong.
7 is nothing.
Oh, we got some butter in the house. And powder, uh-oh.
We have 1 fetch quest item, so if you chose
I think they decided
9
on 0. Oh, 9. I guess technically 9.
I think
Running.
the number of the fetch quest item is what it should be.
That is a good rule. I approve of that.
So 9 is our first fetch quest item. We're at 12, right?
Yeah, that was 12. So I lose, unfortunately. I win a key to Skullwoods.
Yep.
Yay.
$13 is nothing. 17 is my guess. We win a ski to Skullwoods.
Yeah, we guess the same thing. We win.
14, 15, 16, 17. Nothing, nothing.
Dry.
Nothing, and nothing.
Randomizer room, why? Focusing on the other runners right now, we have Yoshi clearing up Mire. I believe Boo is about to head into pod himself now that he has all the keys. Baker is unfortunately in Swamp, which we know doesn't have anything that he wants.
He needs to get that island key. Okay, Bob's chest. What do you have for us?
Come on, Bob. There it is!
Bob! That is
Runnerwatcher is
number 18.
We're never gonna see another Armos. He is running up there. Oh man. Bob coming in clutch for everyone. Saving the day. That's gotta feel good. I mean, there was really not much else that we could have checked, so.
Runnerwatcher has got to be thinking that everything is awful, honestly.
Oh yeah, he checked a lot. He really did.
He has finished literally every dungeon, full cleared. And despite having half magic, he is low on magic. And let me tell you, does it suck to run out of magic in Ganon's tower?
I think he should be fine.
He should be fine, but like...
Oh, it's scary.
Yep. He's only at a third magic right now. And I know he's probably going to be using
Lamp.
Silver
Maybe?
Arrow.
Oh,
Silver Arrow strats on Landmolus rather than Fire Rod.
We shall see.
That is if he has any Silver Arrows left.
So theoretically, I think that does also put Boo Indigo mode. Assuming he really doesn't have much other choice than to go up to GT. So Boo is looking in a good spot right now.
Baker, like, all Baker's waiting on is that pod big key.
Which he may or may not remember there being a big key on Island.
He may or may not have ever checked Island.
That good.
The one big troll I am waiting on is a required item to be on GT Big Chest.
Oh. Oh, that's mean.
No, I want that to happen to me. I think that'd be great. Like hookshot or bow being in GT Big Chest with all of the required the dungeons that require those items being pendants.
Runnerwatcher making good use of the rest of his magic because he gets a big full refill right here.
Yep. Time for easy strats for Moldorm 2. Are we gonna see it? Yes!
Blue rupee.
I heard, this is probably completely false, but I'm going to say it anyway. I heard that in early versions of Randomizer, Ganon was unkillable unless you took that chest.
Huh. I'm gonna have to confirm that myself because that's interesting.
That's very interesting. And again, I think it's completely false because I just heard it randomly from one person in a chat, and chat cannot be trusted just as much as we can't be trusted.
Think so? I will have to ask. I'm not sure. I didn't think it was true. Agatu goes down. No trouble from Runner Watcher.
Yep. There's a reason I, We're having another person in chat saying it's not true. My opinion is changing based on what chat says.
Hey, that's an interesting idea, though. Alright, we have Yoshi finishing up Eastern Palace, getting his last crystal. So he'll be heading up GT imminently. Meanwhile, Runner Watcher is putting some butter on the pork chop.
So, the thing about the seed was, it didn't require a lot of double dips, it just required a lot of dips into dungeons you didn't want to do.
It required a lot of just full clearing things. Like, it just took you on a weird fetch quest, almost, to each dungeon.
Yep.
Yoshi making the right play to go straight up to GT.
Has you...
Has
Yoshi done Eastern Palace?
Oh. Oh, he hasn't. Maybe he did. He got silvers, but I don't know if that was after... Oh, I don't know.
Well, we're about to find out. Yeah, he has.
Yeah,
he has every crystal.
Official SRL time of 2 hours and 12 minutes and 5 seconds from Runner Watcher, putting him as our first.
Good game to Runner Watcher.
I don't know if we're gonna get Runner Watcher in here for an interview.
Baker is dipping into Ice Palace again, unfortunately. He was so close to that big key. Yoshi's starting with Tile Room. Hello, Runner Watcher. Good game.
RW, good job. Congratulations.
You are muted, by the way.
Thank you, guys. I'm unmuted now, hopefully.
Yes,
You
yes,
are.
we can hear you.
Loud and clear.
What did you think of that seed?
Biggest fan, I would say. I guess on into swamp at all at the end. Two big keys left to find. Swamp was the best play. The Thieves Town chest, and that was just really annoying. The thing that I was really afraid of was I never checked chest in Turtle Rock, and I guess thinking about it now, it must have been that the last Turtle Rock key was on Zora.
Nope. The last Turtle Rock key, from what we can tell, had to have been in the vanilla big key chest of Turtle Rock, because...
Oh, okay, so it was... Okay, well, that's... there's just... Yeah, so I guess the worst thing was the Meyer big key being in the Thieves Town big key chest or big chest.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we absolutely called that was going to be a point of contention.
You were not the first person to get it. I believe you were the second person. But Buckshot Boo hadn't finished as many dungeons as you had when he did that.
Those two big keys were. I guess I was in go mode. Keys left. I had Eastern, Misery Mire, and Ganon's Tower left a while ago. And it took me forever in Misery Mire to find the Eastern Palace key. I mean, I pretty much full cleared the game. It was one of those seeds.
Yep.
By the end.
How really? Oh.
And I mean, I thought that in the beginning, I don't know if my routing was good, like skipping Eastern and Escape to the Village of Outcasts. It did. I felt like I was behind already when I saw the blue pendant on Mothula, because I spent a while going up and doing all that stuff. The bust, if I remember correctly.
Every single runner did Mothula, and every single runner did it early.
I guess it was the reasonable route then. Mirror on Trinex, I was really scared that my dip into Turtle Rock had been completely useless. And then when I saw Mirror on Trinex, I was like, okay.
Yeah, that kind of was the thing that unraveled the seed. Because from there, you
yeah,
got the Bombos tablet, you got the flute, which led to Meyer, which got you the Eastern Palace big key, so on and so forth.
So getting the mirror sent me into Swamp, which was not quite as good. But yeah, getting
yeah.
Bombos was really good. The one thing I regret about the beginning was if I had done Escape early, I would have gotten that hook shot like right away.
Yep.
And I think that might have sent me helped out with certain things. I'm not sure. I don't even remember where that Thieves Town key was. The extra key, one that led to the big key, the big chest.
Oh, I have no idea.
It was,
I remember it popping up at some point. Obviously.
On and then there was the one on the Desert Torch. One of those was a T-Rock key, but I forget which.
So how relieved were you when you found that GT big key up in Bob's chest?
I was incredibly relieved. The first thing I was already planning on what to go check once I finished Tile Room, because I was like, I'm screwed. There's no way it's here. And I decided the first thing I would check was I got that powder, and at least if it was in Batcave, then the double dip would have been required. But then after that, I figured Aura, and then I thought Zora would give me that T-Rock key, and then I figured I had to go back into T-Rock to get Vanilla Big Key Chest, and then Mimic Cave, which I had thought about after getting the mirror off of Trinex. I had thought about going back in for Mimic Cave, but then I was like, no way. That's like, there's no way that would be required.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was debating it in my stupid little head.
Ended up not being required. Fortunately.
It seemed like it was going to be a really nice seed at the beginning. We got the Moon Pearl and the Master Sword and a bunch of stuff so early. Movement items took forever. Flute and Mirror and Boots were pretty late too. I guess they were in Pod or something. And they
were in Pod.
Yes, they were in the Dark Maze.
There was a bunch of other like normal stupid stuff like Death Warping with a Fairy and just like...
Oh yeah, in Skull Woods. I think that's where it was.
In Skull Woods, but I ended up Death Warping with it in an Escape. That was when the game really first opened up, because I already had Mitts, and I'd found the hammer in Hype Cave or wherever. And then when I saw the hookshot in Escape, I was like, okay, now I can go do... I was really happy that I was going to be able to do all of So that was when I first thought that I might be actually doing pretty well with the seed.
Yeah, you knocked it out of the park.
End of it was really annoying. How's everybody else doing?
We have Yoshi climbing up the tower right now. He just walked into Gauntlet. Boo is climbing up the tower now. He just got his big key. And Baker, I believe, has forgotten about the
island chest. The island big key.
Of my pod big key on the island. So
that was another thing. That was another bad move on my part, because the first thing I do when I get that mirror is going to be going and grabbing that big key, and that would have saved me like a second trip to Eastern or something. Well, I don't know. It probably wouldn't have saved me anything, but I just forgot that had been what my plan was.
Well, whatever you did, it worked.
Yeah,
that's the good news.
Where we're sitting, the only thing you could have done better was not dipping into Swamp Palace, but it's so incredibly hard to just skip out on 10 chests.
Is going and picking up that stupid Thieves Town. You know, that's like the third seed where that's been important, though.
Baker just found his pod big key finally.
So he must be.
Oh yeah, he was running into the jelly there. He was, assumedly, and you know, very, very understandably frustrated. But he's
one nice thing about this seed. Good thing I'll say about this seed. The one thing that I really appreciated about it was we didn't find any of the fetch quest items. We found powder finally, GTA, but we never found shovel and we never found mushroom.
The mushroom was in Mimic Cave.
Oh, okay. Really glad I didn't go check that then.
That ended up being 300 rupees.
Jeez.
Shovel, for all we know, was in Bat Cave, honestly. Or was at the bottom of GT.
Seeing that powder, we were thinking worst case scenario of big long fetch quest to get GT big key.
Yeah. Worked out okay then. I mean, I was just at the end. I hate going into GT. This really was. I hate seeds like this. Like, decide whether to go into Swamp at all. I feel like Swamp is a pendant like 75% of the time in Keysanity, and I just hate having to think about whether to go in. Think about whether to go up to GT for the big key or whether to finish out full clearing the rest of the game.
But you did very, very well.
Ended up making the right decision, I guess.
Yeah, it all worked out in the end. That's the silver lining. We have Yoshi here, taking down Moldorm with Boo actually quite on his tail. He climbed up that tower very quickly.
This looks nice and close between the two of them. Of course, they're not racing against each other, but if they were, it would be. Sure.
I had the dream of everyone in GT at the same time.
The answer of where was all the other items is, well, there's 3 chests that no one checked in GT, other than the 2 chests in the room right before the double spike room. So there's 5 chests in GT no one checked, and there's Batcave.
Plus tile room.
Tile room was checked.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yoshi checked tile room after you got done.
I think Yoshi got a triple on that first round.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Nagatu is down. Boo getting some good triples and doubles in there, I think, as well. This might be the last one. Yeah, he got a triple and then a double. 3, 2, 1. So Boo is very, very close behind Yoshi. Baker in the nice little turtle room.
Well, I'm gonna dip out and let you guys commentate the end and interview the other racers. But thank you guys so much for commentating, and hope you enjoyed the race.
No, thank you, Runner Watcher. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Congrats again.
running. And if you've enjoyed this race, give the runners a follow. Runner Watcher, Yoshi, Boo and Who, all giving you a great show. Please feel free to follow them.
Also important, the people behind the scenes, tracking 4 people, definitely some hard work. We have Dark Shadows 59, or oh no, that's our restreamer, also doing some hard work. But we have Death Star 175 as our one of our trackers, and Cyclone as well as our tracker. So please give them some love too. They absolutely deserve it. We have Yoshi in the final phase, as well as Boo.
It's a nice double.
Yep, getting a very nice double.
And your cat thought it was a nice double too.
He approves. Alright. Double Ganon kill here on stream. Yoshi barely finishing right before. And he's in.
And our finishes are Yoshi348 has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 2:26:35, losing his race. And buckshotboo24 has finished in third place with an official SRL time of 2:26:42 and has won his race. Good game to both of them.
Absolutely. And OMG is a good finishing line for this seed.
Yeah, I think if I'm Boo, someone finishes and I just go, holy crap, they finished just before me. I hope I wasn't racing them.
I know, right?
Good game, Bugshot Boo. How do you feel?
Oh, I don't think we can hear you.
We can't. I see that you're trying to talk, but can't hear you.
Right, I muted my mic on my end too. Sorry.
Ah, there you are.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
I'm a little terrified because Yoshi just gave me a heart attack dunning like a second before I did, making me think it was my opponent's.
But it wasn't. It was not. You clutched it out. Congratulations on your win.
Thanks.
Oh, and here's the man himself, Yoshi.
Hello.
Way to give me a heart attack.
GG's. Good race. How do you feel?
I really don't like that I walked right up to Ganon's tower without getting that Eastern Palace first. Especially with
Way to give me a heart
14 minute. Yeah, probably still kinda wouldn't have done it, but
How do you feel?
Yoshi, you need to turn off your background mute sound.
oh, sorry. Okay, hold on. See if I can get that working.
Anyway,
Yeah, in the meantime,
Wipe the seed.
yes, definitely. It was an interesting watch for sure. It kind of felt like the seed was kind of pushing you just to every dungeon at all times.
That's why I ended up pulling the pets, like, probably, but no.
That was the bait.
Yoshi checked Ped incredibly early. He checked it literally right after grabbing the book in Kakariko the very first time through. Yoshi, the reason that you got second as opposed to third was skipping Swamp Palace. You are the only runner that did that.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Swamp had a load of nothing in it.
I was really hoping that near the end that I would be able to pull through because I grabbed the small key. I grabbed the small key before heading into Thieves Town and got that big key there.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, but there was just a lot of keys everywhere. I mean, I guess that's Keysanity. Boo, your opponent actually just recently found the pod big key. He was having some struggles looking for it.
When I went to do that flipper check earlier and saw that big key on the island, it's like, I'm probably gonna need that. Sure enough.
You did, yep.
I also feel good about going back into Thieves to get the Meyer big key, because
Oh, you were the first.
last race I did, I skipped that chest and it bit me hard.
Yeah, we thought you had a very significant lead. You were the first person to do that, and we saw that. It took everyone a while to go back there.
I just had a feeling, and the way I was doing my route, it made sense to do it then.
Oh, good on you. It was a very good choice.
For anyone wondering what was going on there, specifically how Baker was able to use the cape without using any magic, that is a glitch. If you're holding a wall, or really holding anything, your magic meter does not go down while you're caped.
Oh, that's what causes that. I was curious when I saw that the other day.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it, but I hadn't seen it in action until then, so I was in awe.
It's particularly useful on the Ganon fight. If you've done enough damage to Ganon and are just waiting for him to change phases.
Yeah, I can imagine, though. We were kind of decked out for that fight. Ganon kind of stood no chance.
Yeah,
We sure were.
this seed was very nice on things that were not keys. It was very clear that all of the Go Mode items were going to be keys. Just very, very early. Very early bow, very early hook shot, both
Spear
gloves.
Zero, Master Sword.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, just everything was, item-wise, was just very, very nice in this seed.
I will say there were at least 2 instances this seed where I felt like the seed was, like, just poking me in the wrong order, because I went into Thieves before checking the C-shaped house, and the big key to Thieves was there. And I didn't go to the back of Escape before doing Skull and found the fire rod in there, so I kind of had to retrace my steps a couple times. But, overall, execution-wise, I think I played this seed pretty well. Just a couple of clumsy deaths, but I think it was otherwise fine.
I
I agree.
am really not proud of my early game. I just sort of ended up being thrown everywhere. The only thing I was proud of is getting that lamp really early, but...
Yeah.
Yoshi, your routes, unfortunately for us, was just completely different than the other 3 runners. Because of your latency issues, like, every once in a while you would just come back with another item that we have no idea where you got it.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what's happening, because that didn't happen last week's race, so...
It made it like a fun little game. We'd, instead of you all not knowing what you were getting, we had no idea. It was like
We
a
did
little
guess-
guessing game.
We guessed right on at least one thing. What was it?
It was the lamp.
Yeah, the lamp. We were able to guess that you had to have gotten the lamp when you went to Castle Tower.
And you were the first person to get that, so we're like, where did he get it? Where is it? You just all of a sudden were going through a dark room and there was a light around you.
I always get very suspicious when a seed hands you 2, like, Master Sword really early.
Yeah,
As well you should.
the suspicion for Aga Tower having something, especially finding a Castle Tower key at one point, was enough to nudge me over there. Now, I'm curious, did anybody sequence break up Death Mountain?
Nope.
No. Everyone.
No.
Everybody stood out for that lamp then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I got it early before I really needed to think about it, but yeah.
It was one of the last things I found. I think if I didn't find that, I think the seed was going to tell me to go to ice.
Yoshi, unless you did this all off stream and so we didn't see it, I believe you're the person who got the gloves the last. Everyone else went to Kakariko a little bit faster than you had.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It also took him a little while to get over to Dam, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I totally forgot about Dam for too long, and that, like, other than getting that lamp early, the rest of my early routing was just kind of all over the place, and very inefficient. That really kind of just nagged at me throughout the run.
I mean, you still did pretty well. You got second out of our 4 racers. Unfortunately, the only racer you needed to beat is the racer who beat you.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a horrible time, but there are just some things I wish I had done differently, that's all.
Absolutely.
Well, everyone seemed to have the general consensus that GT Big Key had to be up there, so no one else.
I refuse to go back. I refuse to go back to T-Rock or Ice Palace to look or Escape.
We deduced that T-Rock Big Key chest had to have been a key.
A vanilla small key.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what was confusing me too, because when I got the mirror off of Trinex, I was like, and then later on I'm like, I don't have very many places, and technically I need a small key, so I was like, am I really forgetting something? Or is that small key in that chest? Or like mushroom there to chest or something?
Yeah.
Mushroom was in Mimic Cave.
Yeah.
Which Baker actually ended up getting.
And she probably went right back in after finishing the dungeon.
He did.
I believe so, yeah, he did.
Yeah. Now, one other thing that was weird about this seed: 2 pod keys in pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little silly.
2 pod keys in Hera as well.
It's like, oh, I have a key, I can open the front door. It's like, oh, okay, now I don't have to hammer jump. Thanks.
After having hammer jumped.
Well, I didn't actually try hammer jumping.
I don't think anyone did.
On the way back in, I tried it just because it'd be faster to check the big chest without going back around to that door. But I messed it up, so it's like, well, I'll just go.
Both Runner Watcher and Baker definitely hammer jumped.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I paid a lot of attention.
Yeah, both of us were fantastic at that.
I went in there with 4 keys, and those were my last 2 in there, so I kind of got let off easy.
I just can't get the hammer jump down at all. It's a pretty tough one.
It is a little tricky, yeah.
Unfortunately, this is really the only mode that it saves a whole ton of time.
Yeah, it can save you 1 key, which can be very important depending on where that key is.
Yeah, I knew I had some leeway though because I was able to skip the front door, so.
I'm gonna guess most of us did that.
I'm pretty sure you all did, yeah.
Yep. And that goes back to this seed being very, very nice with the items. You got a very early, both Ice Rod and Fire Rod, very early, both bow and hammer. So items were not what you were missing other than, like, maybe the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all had a feeling that that was going to be the case when all the items were popping up. We're like, well, where are all the keys?
It also didn't take that long to figure out what dungeons were pendants.
That was very quick. That was about 30 minutes in, maybe even less. And everything was revealed, which was something
that's
I haven't
not
seen.
Often a thing in Keysanity that happens. We got a lot of maps early.
Yeah, I did end up collecting the pendant blind from Mothula.
I think most of everyone did.
Most everybody.
Every
and
single
with the other
runner.
2, you're like there.
Every single runner did a very early Mothula and a very early Thieves Town blind.
Yeah, they gave us the opportunity pretty early. It would be a mistake to pass it up. Now, if only that hammer weren't over in the cave, the hype cave.
Hype cave. Hype cave was sufficiently hype. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. I was also sufficiently healthy. I had 19 hearts by the end of that run.
Yep.
Everyone, I think,
I
had it. I know runnerwatcher did. I know you did. I know Baker does. I can't remember how many Yoshi had.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you've opened enough chests that you get a lot of hearts.
Somehow I opened up less than Runner.
I don't remember how many he opened.
He commented, they commented 191 of 216. I have 188. There were 3 chests that I didn't end up checking.
Yoshi currently has the lowest amount with 180. All very close, though. All
Yeah,
with the same amount
Yoshi
of areas
completely
checked.
skipped a dungeon is the reason he's got that.
that's
Yeah.
true. Those 10 chests add up.
Pretty much exactly 10 chests between him and runnerwatcher.
Yeah, I took sort of an unconventional route then through the basement than I normally did, and it didn't quite pay off for me. Usually I go left, but I was feeling that like maybe it would there was a good chance it could be in swamp, so I might as well get the full clear going. That I have all the keys I would need outside if it was still out there.
Baker throwing an arrow into the exit before grabbing the Triforce, and he has finished.
With an official SRL time of 2 hours 41 minutes and 29 seconds.
Exactly. So we'll try and pull him in for an interview. Again, GG to you, Buckshot Boo, and you too, Yoshi.
Thank you.
Great race.
Thank you.
Very entertaining to watch.
Absolutely.
Again, if you enjoyed the race, please, please, please give these runners a follow. They're working hard. They're putting themselves through Keysanity, for gosh sake. They deserve it.
Absolutely.
As well as to my wonderful co-commentator, D2 Kemps. You were great. It was awesome.
Yep.
Lots of
and
fun.
make sure to follow my co-commentator, Chelsea X Lynn. Couldn't have done it without her. Commentating by yourself is not fun.
Nah, I don't think that's such a rare thing now here. We're all a team now. There's so many people.
If you have enjoyed this, there are races happening all of the time. There is races happening tomorrow all the way until 1 a.m. Start time. Races tend to start around noon every day. Just whenever races are able to race. But they're happening all over on Speed Gaming, on A Link to the Past Randomizer, of which there are 2 channels for that.
Yes. A Link to the Past Randomizer 1 and 2.
Yep.
Lots of fun stuff. There's always something happening. Even if there's not a Link to the Past, there's always something else. Lots of randomizers, tournaments, lots of fun.
Absolutely. Several races look like they just started on the Speed Gaming channels. Speed Gaming 3 has a 4-way race with Zelnus, Fant, Emos. No, that was yesterday. I am wrong. Speed Gaming 4 has a 4-way race with Recitador. I watched that race. I don't know why. Lyra, Trojan Dude, and J-Lo. Be sure to check out that race. And we have who42boker.
Congratulations. Very entertaining run.
I will note that you are muted.
Saw that. Thanks.
Good job.
Welcome.
You aren't the only one.
How are you feeling?
Oh, I don't know.
You're gonna check the island in the future?
At least you're laughing. That's the good news.
Yeah, I did check it too on my way to Zora before Ice Palace.
We were wondering that. We were
and
wondering if you forgot or just
Gone right out of my
didn't
head.
see it. Yeah, well, when there's so many, keys out in the open like that, it's easy to forget.
There were a surprising number of just small keys out of reach or big keys out of reach, but visible.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did you feel about that seed?
Besides the island.
Besides the island, early game was pretty meh, but later on it started feeling okay. Until I started not finding my last 3 big keys after I forgot the island. And then it was like, where are they? Where are they?
Those last
not
big
here.
keys were very elusive.
Yeah, and then the Ganon's Tower big key was in Ganon's Tower. I mean, the seed is just horrible for that. Didn't have to do that.
It happens about 1 every 9 times, I'm gonna guess.
I was saying that I see it very, very frequently, to
Yeah.
everyone's dismay.
When you think about the fact that GT has about 22 chests, it's about 10% of the time that key can be there.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Yeah.
It's just a reminder that it's never an impossibility.
No.
Anyway, Baker, you were like right for most of the early game. You and Buckshot Boo were neck and neck. It was really Boo pulling the Meyer big key out of Thieves Town that put him ahead, and then of course the island issue. But if that hadn't happened, this could have been a much closer race.
Yeah, it was very hard to tell, for the most part, who truly was in the lead besides that Thieves Town big chest, Meyer big key pull. So, I mean, everyone was kind of on each other's heels for the most part.
Sounds like it'll be interesting to watch back.
Yeah, definitely sounds. I'm going to have to watch it.
It was fun. Lots of fun.
Anyway, unless you have something else that you wanted to say, I think we may be done here.
Well, thank you guys for the restream and for commentating.
It was an absolute
awesome
pleasure.
You guys.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for the awesome race.
Yep.
Thanks everyone for everything in getting this tournament going.
So much
Yeah, thanks
love.
to the commentators, the trackers, and the restreamer.
Yep. Everyone did a great job, even with some technical difficulties. And I just want
to our restreamer for persevering.
Absolutely, and shoutouts to the chat. It is a lot easier to commentate when we have someone to talk to. So thank you to chat. Thank you to my co-commentator. I have been D2 Kemps.
And I've been Chelsea Xline.
And feel free to watch more Randomizer. Have a good night.
Good night.